Hello, my friends. Today I'm going to talk to you about African democracy, a traditional form of African democracy. Now, that may come as a surprise to some of you that there is such thing as traditional African democracy, since a lot of the times on this channel, when I'm talking about the arts of Africa, I'm usually talking about stuff that comes from kingdoms. But not every traditional society in Africa is a kingdom, and I don't think I've ever really made that clear. But yeah, plenty of African societies are not kingdoms. In fact, probably the majority. Actually, I'm not sure about that. Today, by the way, I'm just sort of speaking off the cuff. I don't have a script in front of me like I often do. So, yeah, I'm going to try my best to work off memory here, and we'll see how things go. But yeah, I want to, get out of the house and see how this works out. So, the other reason why you might be surprised about this idea of African democracy is that, some people probably think that America was the first democracy. Those of you who are more well informed will probably know about Greek democracy. But again, Africa has been doing it probably before Greece ever did. We don't know for sure because it's hard to know the precise history of many African societies. One, because of the ruination that came about because of colonialism, and the other reason is that many African societies do not have a traditional form of writing. So those two factors can make things difficult to uncover various histories. But anyway, today I'm going to tell you about the Dogon's form of democracy. I think it's definitely worth calling it democracy. And this form of Dogon democracy, I would say, is better than America's. Because right now in America, and maybe most of America's history, frankly, probably most of America's history, we're not truly a democracy. We just aren't. We're more of an oligarchy. And I believe that was part of the, pretty sure that was an issue in ancient Greece as well, because the word oligarchy comes from the Greeks, right? So yeah, I'm pretty sure that issue also plagued the Greek form of democracy. It's kind of hard to keep this camera straight. It's going to wear out my arm after a while. But anyway, so many buses out right now. I should have picked a different time of day to do this. Well, anyway, what was I going to say? I'm getting distracted. Getting too distracted. Try to keep on track. But that's the nature of this sort of video, I suppose. Hey, look, it's a squirrel. It's like I'm that dog from Up. Anyway. So, why am I saying Dogon democracy is better than American democracy? Because their opinions, or if you want to call it votes, but it's not really a voting type thing, but the people's opinions actually matter. Right now, because I still do this today, although because there are countries now in which traditional Africans have to deal with, they do of course, have some limitations on certain things because of the overarching country's government. Just how it is. But, of course, the Dogon existed before countries were a thing. Even before the empires of Mali and emperors of Ghana and Songhai. The Dogon have been around for a very, very long time. How long? We don't know exactly how long, but they've been around. Anyway, what was I going to say? The Dogon's form of democracy is simple but effective. It's great. All the adult men, and yes, I do mean adult men. Unfortunately, women aren't allowed at this, and I know that's going to sound like a deal breaker to some of you, but I'll get into that. All the adult men go under this building, sit under this building called a Toguna. And it's a low roof building, and it's specifically designed with a low roof building so that when there's debates and arguments, you can't get up and go punch someone. You can't have a fight under the Toguna. So it's designed specifically for calm discussion of matters. And basically all the adult men will talk at length about the issues of the day and what they want to do about it. And then they all come to an agreement. And then that becomes the rules going forward. And that's it. That's a real democracy. Not, we're going to vote for a president who is maybe going to do some of the things we want, but probably not because he's going to get bought up by some rich oligarch. No, none of that crap. Just actual democracy, people actually getting their voices heard and getting things done for the community. That's real democracy, way better than what we have in the USA. Now, some of you about to wonder, so what's the deal with the women not being allowed in? Well, that's kind of an issue for all of mankind, really. Sexism has been a plague on humanity since the beginning, probably. With probably some minor exceptions here and there. But anyway, yes, the women weren't allowed in the Toguna, but think of it this way. In America, no one gets their voices heard, basically. You fight like crazy at a rally or protest or whatever, and you still might not get what you want accomplished, right? So both men and women in America are disenfranchised, but in the Dogon community, at least the men are. But you're probably thinking, oh, well, then that must be terrible for the women. Think of it this way. Instead of what we are told to do in our society, we're told to call our representative. And by the way, I've done some political work myself. I once went in person to one of my representatives and talked at length about how we need to get money out of politics, and I brought forth what my group was doing, a proposal to make an amendment to the Constitution to take money out of politics, and he wouldn't have any of it. He didn't care. His response, I mean, that could be a whole nother video, but the basic gist of it is he did not care what I had to say. Now, let's go back to the Dogon. Was the Dogon women, do they have a representative that they have to talk to? No, they have their husbands. All right. or they have their fathers or their brothers or whatever. They have a male sibling. Now, a male relative, I should say, of some kind, or maybe their grandfather, whatever. You get my point. Point is, do you think that those Dogon women will have a better chance of getting their male relative to listen to their issues than we in America would have to get our representatives, our political representatives, to listen to us? Yeah, I think that's pretty simple. So yes, I would say that even Dogon women have a better chance of getting their voice heard in the community than women in America do. So yeah, that's basically the gist of what I want to explain to you, is that yeah, Africa has had democracy figured out for a lot longer than America has, and it does it better. So just something I want to share. It's actually been a long time since I did the reading for this. I'm just, like I said, just remembering what I read a long time ago. And hopefully you guys are okay with that, because I do like the idea of doing more casual videos, and this is refreshing to be here outdoors and whatnot, and hopefully the audio's not too bad. I don't normally use this phone for recording. Yeah, the other thing, and I may have mentioned this particular person, this particular kind of person in the Dogon community in a previous video. Some of you might be wondering about the Dogon leader, the Hogon. Wouldn't he be on top of everything because he's the leader? Well, as far as I remember, because remember, I'm doing this off the top of my head, the Hogon is more of a spiritual leader. So he's not someone who has some like overarching like power over what people said in the Toguna. So it's not like that. So I guess best comparison would be like, you could maybe say the Hogon is like the Pope or something. Like, he's greatly respected, but he's not intended to be some political figure. Yeah, so is there anything else I should say before wrapping this up? Yeah, it's been a while since I did a video in general, for various reasons. Maybe I'll talk more about that sometime, but I think that'll be all for now, because it's starting to rain, so I don't want to get my phone too wet. But yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hopefully you guys will be okay with me doing more casual videos in the future. Alrighty, have a great day. Remember to like, subscribe, and download my video game Ensala Liberation, because it's my life's work and it's very important to me. Alright, have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.